Last week, I said we'd be watching the Ukraine meeting closely. Well, this Monday proved that no matter how closely we watch, there are always surprises. And this time, it was next-level drama. Both the General Assembly and the Security Council held meetings on the Ukraine crisis, with a total of 13 voting procedures, 6 in the General Assembly and 7 in the Security Council. By the end, 3 resolutions were adopted, 2 in the General Assembly and 1 in the Security Council. I won't go through every details, but these resolutions were notably different. In the General Assembly, one was a traditional resolution from European countries, while the other was an amended US resolution that notably dropped direct condemnation of Russian Federation.
Since the start of the war 11 years ago, the United Nations has repeatedly condemned Russia's blatant violations of the UN Charter. Multiple resolutions of the General Assembly have demanded that Russia withdraw its forces from Ukraine. Those resolutions have failed to stop the war. It has now dragged on for far too long and at far too terrible a cost to the people in Ukraine, in Russia, and beyond.
What's even more interesting is that after the amendments, the US actually abstained from its own draft. However, the US had the option to withdraw the draft before the vote. If they had, the European resolution would have been the only one adopted, something that US may not have wanted to see. Well, in the Security Council, efforts to postpone the vote and amend the US draft all failed. As a result, the US draft was adopted with the support of the US, Russia, and China. How will this shift the international community's stance on Ukraine? We'll have to keep watching closely. Now, let's turn to Gaza. The Security Council convened a meeting where UN Special Coordinator for the Middle East peace process, Sigrid Kaag, warned that this could be the last chance for a two-state solution.
Peace in the Middle East is possible. We can achieve a future where a safe and secure Israel exists, alongside a viable and independent Palestinian state. This requires continued concerted efforts, dedication, and political courage by all parties. The United Nations will continue to play its role in pursuit of lasting peace.
Meanwhile, reports have emerged that 6 children died due to extreme cold and a lack of tents in Gaza. How has the UN responded?
There has been report that Israeli authority has put a limit or restrictions on the tents and mobile homes to get into Gaza. Can you confirm that from the UN agency-wise?
My understanding from our humanitarian colleagues is that there's been a lot of challenges in getting tents and caravans and tarpaulins in. We continue to push. Some are going in, but we need more.
Is that the restriction from the Israeli authority?
That's my understanding, correct.
Okay.
Staying in the region, Israel has once again attacked Syrian military targets and is calling for the demilitarization of southern Syria. Is this a violation of international law?
We're obviously very concerned about the continuing violation by Israel of Syria's sovereignty and its territorial integrity, and of course, and the violations of the 1974 disengagement of forces agreement. All obligations under international law must be respected, and we're also, of course, every time you see these strikes and other violations by others of Syria's territorial integrity, it just increases the risk of renewed violence, increased violence, and regional instability.
Before this, Prime Minister Netanyahu said that he hopes that southern Syria could be demilitarized for the security of Israel. But who is for the security of Syria?
Well, we stand for the security of the Syrian people. We stand for the territorial integrity and the sovereignty of Syria. These are messages that Mr. Pedersen and others have communicated, and they are agreements, right? Notably, the disengagement agreement from '74 between Israel and Syria, and it must be respected.
And that's all from me for now.